Good evening, welcome to the special call meeting, City Council meeting this Thursday, June the 18th at 5:03 p.m. Ms. Derry, would you call the roll, please?
Danny McDaniels, absent. Lance Terry.
Here.
Rob Powell is absent. AC Brown is absent. Tim Terry.
Here.
Ralph Meeker.
Here.
There's a quorum with the addition of the mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. We have 3 items on the agenda tonight. They're all basically tied together, if you will. Number 1 is an ordinance repealing ordinance 06-14, creating a master pedestrian bicycle plan. And I was the reason we need to repeal it is that we are having new plan to put in place, and it was suggested to us by Cody. His last name slips my mind, from Wapatiti, to do it by resolution instead of Frontier MPO. And it's this document, and again, this is item number 2, so I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but in order to Cody Schindler. Everybody else has them by resolution. It's cheaper to advertise when this is kind of a living document, if you will. It changes this, and this is just a guide, as Tammy might want to touch on here a little bit. It's not anything that we have to do. It's just a guide for a bike and pedestrian plan, and it's a good lengthy document compared to the one that we did back in 06. And of course, we've grown and changed some things, and it includes bicycle trails and sidewalks, as you can imagine. So we need to, again, first repeal the old one, replace it with a new one with an ordinance, and then it's also for to get, when we apply for these grants, this is part of the packet that we put in to apply for grants for trails that Tammy applies for, and also we're getting ready to apply for phase 2 of the sidewalk on Highway 10 spray, which we were already turned down once. I think I told you guys several months ago we were turned down, but it's ready to reapply, and we want to just keep reapplying. We don't want to not have our name in the pot. So all those are tied together. So
do we have a new one?
This is the new one.
I think the wrong thing.
Yeah, this is the new one.
It's too fancy, isn't it?
It is fancy, and it's
Okay.
and graphs and.
So basically all we're doing is updating it, really. You can't run it that way.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
we're going to repeal the old one,
Right.
get rid of it, and then bring this one on board as a new one by resolution, not by ordinance. Again, one is because when we advertise to do other things, it's cheaper, not instead of by ordinance, by resolution. Plus, we will be changing this, or somebody's going to be changing this over the years. This is something we can add to, and take away from, and if you have an ordinance, it's just a lot harder to do it.
Just thinking way off, a little bit off subject, but is our master street plan by resolution, or is it going to be changed also?
The planning commission voted to repeal the other night. I mean, they're the ones that
Well, that's
see
coming
all
down
of
the road.
that. Yeah, this has already been through the approval of them and the Parks Commission.
I was
You're asking
referring about the street plan.
The master street plan incorporated into it?
No, I don't know.
I was asking you if it's resolution or ordinance, right?
Yeah, I just wonder if it currently is on by ordinance, and if it needs to be also done this way.
Probably.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea,
Just whenever I saw the word plan, I was thinking, well, we got a bunch of plans.
yeah.
Right, so
They probably need to all be
the
resolution.
ordinances we want are laws, right?
Yes.
This wouldn't be a law
No.
anyway, so it might be good to look at that.
Okay. But I'll go ahead and make a motion to put this, this ordinance on for repeal by title only.
Okay.
Second.
Good motion, and second?
Mayor,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Tim Terry,
Yes.
Ralph Meeker,
Yes.
unanimous. An ordinance repealing ordinance number 06-14, an ordinance creating a master pedestrian and bicycle facilities plan, amending with the same ordinance 576, the City of Greenwood Master Street Plan as recommended by the Greenwood Planning Commission and for other purposes.
So pretty much all that amounts to is if we're going to apply for grants, we'd say, this is what we got.
Yes.
Yes.
This
This is our thought process. It may not ever happen, but this is what we got.
Yeah, it's a
That's
valuable piece of that grant application.
Right.
Yeah.
Now
That way, like I said, we all have a plan. Yes, we do. We
That's
have a
right.
plan.
that actually mentioned the street plan in that title. I didn't even see that.
Yes.
I figured that's what it was. I just wanted to clarify that.
It does, and you're right, I mean, but that does need to be looked at, you know.
Oh, it does on the, yeah, you're right. And by the way, the reason for the emergency call, special call meeting is I, for one, I mean, I knew we were, Tammy raised her hand to agree. We kind of let this slip up on, I mean, a lot of things have been taking place, as you know, COVID-19 put some things off on the deadline. So all of a sudden we realized, oh, we need this passed for these grant application deadlines.
Sure.
And Cody actually, with Western Arkansas Planning and NPO, was going to come and present this to you guys himself, just to say, here, this is what we've updated, this is what we've done, and, you know, how the year has gone, and that didn't happen. So he apologized, I mean, he intended to do it himself, so,
Okay,
very nice young man.
so, we're good there?
That's
No.
what we're talking about.
We need to pass out an emergency.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It needs to be, I'll make a motion that we suspend the rules and waive second, third reading. By title.
Second.
Have a motion and a second?
Mayor,
Yes.
Winston.
Does it need to be in the title?
It is a emergency clause.
It's not in the,
Right.
No emergency isn't there.
It doesn't say it anywhere in the amendment either, down in the sections.
Well, we think we will add that.
Of
So
the
you
resolution title, right? I mean,
Or
the
ordinance. Yeah, the repealing ordinance.
Repealing ordinance, yes.
Needs to have the emergency language in it, and I can add
Well, if
that.
we can backtrack on my first motion
You can just
to
make it
repeal.
all.
Well, this is just repealing this.
Yeah.
ordinance.
Well, I'll add the
But we're-
emergency language.
But with the second bill, we're adopting that,
Or,
Is a resolution.
you don't have to.
under emergency, that's where it needs to be in the title, so anyway.
It does, good catch.
Yes. Well, if it's possible to amend my earlier motion after we voted, we'll add that language.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, yes, for me.
We can wrap the camel car all over.
Good.
I think we're.
No, we're good.
We're good.
Cemetery,
But yes.
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 that's unanimous.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adopt the ordinance.
And we feel like I earned that paycheck.
You're- There you go. Make it all worthwhile.
11 years we made a catch.
Not bad.
Or 12, 13.
Not bad. I've gone longer than that, never come.
I'm not even counting.
So Tim made a motion, anybody?
And the motion
To waive, to,
To adopt
adopt.
the
To adopt.
ordinance, repealing the ordinance.
Second. We need a second.
second.
Mayor,
Yes.
Lance,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Ralph,
Yes.
unanimous.
I'll make a motion, we enact the emergency clause.
Second.
Well, that makes me feel
Mayor.
special.
Yes.
Lance,
Yes.
Tim,
Glad Sonny's not in here.
That's true.
Tim,
Yes.
Ralph,
Yes.
unanimous, that makes repealed.
That emergency
Repeal.
clause stuff makes me
Right.
nervous.
That's right.
Yeah, you get heated.
Number two is a resolution adopting this plan, the bicycle pedestrian plan, and
The new pretty one.
the new pretty one, and you are correct, that does not have,
This was
Color.
It shouldn't have, it
Make a
doesn't.
motion.
doesn't have to,
No, resolutions are not emergency.
so we don't have
No,
to, we won't have to adopt, okay,
Only ordinance.
okay.
second.
Motion is second to adopt the bicycle pedestrian plan.
What title?
Mayor,
Yes,
Lance, Tim.
Yes.
Ralph.
Yes.
Unanimous.
thank you. Number three is a resolution to utilize federal aid and transportation alternative program funds for Highway 10 spur sidewalk improvement phase 2.
This is out 10's part.
Correct. Correct. We are approved for phase 1. It's in the process. In fact, I have Jeremy Shores coming down tomorrow morning at 8:30 to bring us up to date on where we are, because I talked to him on the phone and I'd rather have him in person, and we are trying, I'm attempting to get ready to go out and start working on those easements, and I want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly.
Is that all we're down to?
Yep. Yes, that's what I'm told, so, but I want him to look at me tomorrow and tell me that.
Do we think
my
there's
face.
any problem with that?
I don't think so.
Our 20%'s handy, hopefully.
Yes, that's been budgeted.
Yeah,
For
but
phase
this
two?
is, this is.
This has been-
Ongoing for dang near a year.
They're over, yeah.
It took them a while. to do
And that was originally, I don't have that number in front of me, to be honest, I thought Tom might be in there, and he might throw it out there, but I don't, the original cost was $300-ish thousand. That's total cost.
Now, we had budgeted for phase 1, but have we budgeted for phase 2?
No, and we won't need to until next, this is not even gonna be,
To see if we get the grant.
yeah.
It's like we're always a year
When did they
behind.
make that decision?
Yeah, they pushed the deadline back from May 1st to July 1st, that's why we're here. So probably by the end of the year, I want to say around December, September.
Probably.
Ish,
That's right.
because of the COVID,
Yeah.
everything.
And we do have numbers for phase two that I can share with you next time we meet, if, to kind of get you up to date what we're looking at. Now, those numbers are gonna be 2 years old, so we're probably not gonna,
Do we have a
Well, 20%.
ball,
yeah.
do we have a ballpark of what phase two, where it was geography wise?
It went on out,
Was it from Health Depot out to Walmart?
phase one, yeah, approximate.
I mean, because phase one was supposed to go down to the,
Phase one goes to the home
Golden
there,
Living.
past Health Depot.
Right.
And then on the other side of the highway, on the south side of Tinsburg, also, this is phase one, also from Denver down to Storecraft. That's all phase one.
yeah, okay.
And then phase two is to continue out, and I think it is the Walmart, and then three will be coming back on the other side.
Because the walking trail was supposed to go through, so see, I get kind of ornery a little bit about having a walking trail and a sidewalk in the same area. I understand there's two different deals, but,
Right, this is
Don't
different
get
money,
on
yeah.
about my trail.
We,
no, I mean, if the
I know
trail's
what you- I know what
there,
you-
use the trail, walk
if
on
we
the
can
sidewalk.
ever, yeah, if we can
And
ever
they
figure
come
out
there
how to
flying.
not figure out, we gotta go underneath the bridge there by Davis Gym
Yeah.
to continue that trail on, that would end up out there at her dog park, future
Right.
dog park
Yes.
possibly, and then connect to that trail that goes to Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
which will separate you from the sidewalk, but in generally the same direction.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out who's using the sidewalk, where they're going on
Well-
Tinsburg.
Well, right now,
If they're going to Walmart, then just get on the walking trail.
they could eventually, I just,
We got-
Some-
we just think while the money is available to do one thing, we ought to attempt to get it.
I agree with that.
And then, because you never know what you run into with the trail.
And this is specifically just sidewalk, not trail.
Correct.
And another thing, a sidewalk,
Can you let him in?
oh, a
Sorry,
side.
I'm sorry.
I'll hold that.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Sometimes it seems a little redundant, but to me, it's just like if somebody's, highway department's willing to help and provide money,
Right.
we ought to grab it and go with it.
I agree.
And then you can always later, you can adjust your trail not to be so redundant. The trail that we're talking about would end up, would really go through Jacob and or whoever else, the gentleman that bought
Right?
Aaron or not.
Dean?
Yeah, Dean.
A sidewalk, you can think of it like this. A sidewalk is utilized when people are coming out of a housing development or business to get from one business to the other and back home. A walking trail is more leisurely. So if me and you are just gonna go out on a walk, we might not necessarily wanna walk down the sidewalk.
Right?
But we can take the trail and basically get to the same place, but it's kind of out of the way of the business type area. If a mom wants to stroll her baby down the trail
Right.
and not down the middle of town, then I'm sorry, I was just putting in my
No,
two
yeah,
cents
I
worth on the
understand.
difference. And I know you know the difference, but that's kind of what the difference is.
Something to add is a difference, it's been done in the past. Sidewalks don't fall under parks, but the trails falls under the park system. And the police can use that when pedophiles want to move in, sexual predators and
Yeah.
stuff,
So many miles.
use so many miles. So if you have a ribbon of trails running through your community, it's kind of hard for a sexual predator to move in.
I see what you're saying.
And you don't get to measure that on the
And
side.
you're just talking about a few feet.
Yeah.
So you take sidewalks and you run down city streets and all that, the guy says, I want to move right there, it's for rent. And Dawson, or was it Driscoll over there says, yeah, you're far enough away from the community park, you're far away enough from the school, you're far away enough from the church, you can move there. But if there's a ribbon of trails running through your whole community, that's a park, that's a city park. Green space that runs in, the reason we put it in that, part of the reason we put it in that ordinance that created the Park and Rec Commission, that's park. Green space is park.
Right?
So you can't live within so far of a park or school or whatever.
And the sidewalk does not serve that same purpose.
That sidewalk does not serve that same purpose. So there's an extra benefit if you think that's a problem.
No, I was actually just the opposite. I was more for the trail.
Tammy?
If you're gonna have a trail, then why need the sidewalk, just use that, but we were just discussing
AC.
Since we have federal money specifically for the sidewalk, we go get it.
You know, and it's just a matter of feet of what, it's just a matter of how the width of what makes it designated as a trail. And can be construed as part of the park system.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm all for making Greenwood as uncomfortable for people that we don't want living here as we can.
Absolutely. Me too.
So,
We're actually on number 3, gentlemen. We carried on.
I'm not trying to get Lance out of here.
I ain't going nowhere.
We were able to carry on because we had a quorum, but we didn't know how long y'all would be on the call, so we started and we're on number 3, which is a resolution to adopt this with colorful head, plain, We've already repealed the old one and I'm sorry, we've already adopted this too.
Yeah.
All we're doing is we're passing, we're trying to get a resolution passed to put in phase 2 grant application for 10 spur sidewalks. That's where we are. Which, as you remember, several months ago, I informed you that we were turned down, but applications due again, and we're going to put our name back in the hat. And we just failed to get a resolution in place for it.
What do we,
But,
I'm all for it.
I'll make a motion to pass this resolution.
a motion,
Second.
second.
For the record, Rob Powell and Nancy Brown have arrived, so the mayor's no longer party for them. Lance Terry,
Yes.
My 2 minutes of fame.
Mr. Powell,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Tim Terry.
Yes.
Mr. Meeker.
Yes.
Unanimous.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate
Make
it.
a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, guys.
Second. And second. We are-
Glad y'all can make it.
Best council meeting y'all ever been to.
Tim made it. Did you second
I
it?
don't like this one.
The adjournment motion.
Yes.
All that other was just.
Mr. Mayor, while we're not on duty anymore,
2006,
you know that big golf ball water tower at Buchanan Hill? Everybody thought that was pretty cool. I would sure hope we can get this VG logo put on that big water tower out there we're painting right now. Look, it overlooks beautiful Bash Grass Country Club.
Which one?
That tower out there above the